Hello everyone. Before we begin, please make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe. As usual, it's your very own Mr. Cloud Oleka. So I get asked a lot recently because Bitcoin moved from the price it was for a long time, and now Bitcoin is chasing back to the all-time high it touched like some years back. So now you would ask me, will Bitcoin make you rich? So now I just want to explain to you whether so you just use your own knowledge to know if Bitcoin can actually make you rich or not. So now let's say this is the first time you're hearing of Bitcoin. You've never heard of Bitcoin in your life, and someone just told you about Bitcoin, and now you want to invest in Bitcoin. And let's say you want to invest, let's say $1,000. So let's just say you want to invest 1,000. You want to invest $1,000 at the price of the current Bitcoin, which is at current Bitcoin now is $51,000. So now, for you to get 100% return on investment in this investment, the price of Bitcoin will have to double the current price, which means this price will have to have doubled. So let's say 51 plus 51 should be 102. So let's do it. Let's do the math. So 100% investment equal to 10. So the price of Bitcoin will have to move to 102, which is 102,000 for one BTC, 102,000 for one BTC before you make just 100% in profit in this market. So now looking at this, what do you think? Do you think that you can actually get rich? Do you know? Okay, let's go back to the chart. Let's use the monthly time frame. Let me just show you all something. So let's just be, because I like being, sorry, I have so many drawings. So okay, so let me just go back, wait, because I've been making my analysis, and also I'm just going to copy this. So let's do copy. So let me just remove all drawings. So let's go to the 12 months. So this is like the yearly time frame. So looking at this now, you can see that if you had invested in Bitcoin, each candle year represent 12 months. So each candle year represent 12 months. So which means their previous highest highs was about 59,000. That was the price Bitcoin got to. Then Bitcoin had dipped down to 17,000. That was like 2 years ago. Then Bitcoin closed at 42,000. That was last year. And this year Bitcoin is chasing this. So let's say you invested Bitcoin at this level. You see, you are just so if you've noticed that now it has taken you about let's say about we are in the second month, right? So Bitcoin closed at 42,000. Let's say you made 40,000 investment. So you've actually made 22% of your investment, which is actually a good thing. But let's say before this year ends, Bitcoin might not even get to 100,000 for one BTC. So for you to even make 100% of your investment, it means that Bitcoin will have to move from this price, from this current price it will have to move from this price, it will have to move to this price. This is it. So for you to get 100% return on investment, Bitcoin is going to move to 100,000 for one BTC. And do you think that's possible? Yes, it's possible, but it's likely won't happen. Do you understand? Because the higher the price goes, the higher people are selling, and most of the times the selling pressure is often higher than the buying pressure. So that way, it's going to take a while. So which means you getting 100% return on your investment is likely not possible. But let's analyze the market and know if it's wise enough for you to make an investment in BTC and know what will happen. But BTC, it's safe to make an investment because the price will definitely go up and it will definitely come down. But then again, you're not going to lose all your investment in it. So let's go down to the monthly time frame. So let's use the daily time frame, right? So let's use the daily time frame. So so as you all can see in this market, Bitcoin moved from 43,000 to this, which means over 8,000 gain, and profit. But now, if you notice something, the price is now consolidated at this level. So, which simply means that there is now an indecision, which is the buyers and the sellers are disagreeing. They are either saying, should we go up? Should we push it down? Should we go up? Should we push it down? Should we go up? Should we push it down? But one of the things you should understand in this, I've taught this in my lectures. You can go back, you can understand this when I explain what a market structure is. So now I will just give a brief explanation of a market structure. So when you see a market move like this, it's moving like this, higher highs and higher lows, and gets to this resistance and breaks out. So it simply means that this now is giving the markets a different level, a different level, a different level, a different level, which means that it's likely impossible for this market to just get to this resistance and crash lower. Why? Is because the market is taking step by step to the top. But when the markets just experience something we call something that I will illustrate like this, let's say this is the resistance, this is the support. The market just was now moving here, and the next thing you just see is bam. So when the market experience a very sharp move like this without any wage, without any planning, it simply tells you that the market will definitely come back. And when it's coming back, it's going to crash down lower than this level. Why? Is because there is nothing giving it a stop. Because whenever you see things like this in the markets, it shows that the buyers and the sellers are struggling, which means people are actually placing a buy and a sell order at this levels. So whenever you see all of this, and now not everyone will actually exit that trade. Not everyone will actually say, oh, the market has gone off, I have to go off the trade. Not everyone trades like that. There are people who maintain a particular position and they go through with that position and they don't go back in it. So there are lots of people like that. That is why when you see the market moving this way and the market breaks out of resistance, it's likely impossible for that market to come down to this straight to this level without having to go through this obstacle. So whenever you see the market move this way, it shows that there are obstacles to this market. So now if the market experienced, when it got to this resistance, it experienced a massive sharp move like to this level, then you start seeing something like this at this level, like it's consolidating at this level. So what you should know is that since there is no wage at this level, nothing is waging it at this level. If it breaks out of this, if care is not taken, it's going to crash lower into this resistance and will experience probably a stop here. If it wants to go again, it's still going to experience a stop here. It's still going to experience a stop here and a stop here. Why? Is because there are actually people who left their buy and sell order at this level, regardless of how the market moved, whether they're in profit or they are in loss. So now this is very, very important for you to note. It's very important that you know this. So why am I giving this illustration? Is because the market can experience a rapid move and you will try chasing the trend. And when you try chasing the trend, you get burned. When you try chasing the trend, you end up losing your money. And you'll be like, oh, whatever you've learned from Mr. Cloud is actually gibberish and it's not profitable to you. So now I want you to understand this. Have this at the back of your mind. Whenever you see the markets move like this, in this ascending order, I don't want to give it name because if I start telling you all the name, the higher highs and the higher lows, it's going to really, really confuse you. So I'm trying to simplify it the way you can understand it. So whenever you see a market move this way to resistance, just know that if the market breaks out, it's likely impossible for the market to crash straight down without having to go through all these obstacles. So these wedges you see are the obstacles that push the price to where it is telling you that before you crash this market, it's going to go through an obstacle where buyers and sellers are struggling to maintain a price or to escalate it or bring it lower. But when you see this sharp move without any wage and you now see it consolidating, these are trades I love to take. When I see it like this, I just draw my resistance and support lines, then I try to find a perfect short entry giving me a confirmation, either a shooting star. Then I make my entry, I set my stop loss here, and you see if there is no wage here, it's going to crash to pieces. So now with these things that I have explained, you've understood the point I am coming from. So now I will have to explain Bitcoin now so you can understand the fate of Bitcoin. So I'm going to clear all my drawings. If you do not understand anything, please go back in the video and rewatch it. So now you see this. So what I just explained to you, I said if there is a wage, the market is likely going to maintain its position. Even if it wants to crash, it won't be swift. So now let's analyze this. So now looking at this market now, I'm not using my big screen, so that's why I can't really do this well. But now let's go this way. So looking at this market now with the illustration I gave you, you would realize that when the price was at this level, when the price was consolidating at this level, what happened? There is a sharp move, sharp move, sharp move, which means there is no wage, no wage, no wage. Nothing is holding it at all. If we are trading based on the 1 day time frame, nothing is, no strong potential buyers or sellers are actually fighting here. What we actually see here are actually the buyers pushing the price up. And you know, the more people that buy a cryptocurrency, the more the prices goes up. The more people sell, the lower the prices comes down. So now you see, so looking at this now, this is a sharp move in the market. So that is why when you see the market make a move and you were not in that trade prior to that move, I will advise you, never you go into that market, never you take that trade, never you try to chase a trend unless you see a confirmation. So now if I want to analyze this market now, this is what I will do, and I'm showing it to you. So I will just use this place now, because if you see the both prices try to get to this place, touched it and nothing happened, went back up, touched it and went back up. So now I can also use this price. This is actually a good price. You see it tried to break out, did not succeed, break out, did not succeed. So this is actually a good price. So now if you look at this market now, you will see that there is no pressure in this place. There is nothing significant happening here. So for you to say you want to buy Bitcoin now, you're taking a risk. For you to say you want to long the market, like you were saying, Bitcoin is going to get to 10,000, you are taking the risk. You are taking a very big risk, because now the market is uncertain, because there are people now in this level are contemplating on the price, which means this was a move, and now this is that thing I illustrated to you guys. So which means the price will either shoot up or shoot down. But all you have to do in a market like this is not to rush and buy the market. One of the benefits of such trend, like when you see a sharp move like this, the benefit of this kind of market is that your stop loss would not be far, would not be too far, which means you won't be losing much of your account size, and your take profit will be very, very large. Most trades like this will, it's sometimes the risk to reward ratio is always 1 to 5, 1 to 6, 1 to 7, which means 5 times, 6 times, 7 times your investment. So now it's important that you know this. So if I want to trade this market, I will have to watch the market. Then I'll say, okay, since there is an argument here, which means we are uncertain of what the outcome would be. So I would not just blindly pump in my money, unless if I want to buy Bitcoin on the long term. But even if you want to make that long term investment, it's still best that you also set your stop loss, because if Bitcoin successfully breaks below this, this price is going to crash because there is nothing holding it here. If Bitcoin successfully goes above this, the price is going to go up. So now, even if you want to buy long blindly, make sure you set your stop loss somewhere here. So if anything happens in the market, you just bear your loss and boom. And if it goes in your favor, you boom. So now you would ask me, how do you make an entry? How do you know what exactly to do? It's very simple. Now you've understood that the buyers and sellers are contemplating. The buyers that push the price to 52,000 are saying, should I start selling off my investment or should I just buy more? So now that contemplation is making the market stagnant. So the more stagnant the market is, price moving up, low, up, low, up, low, shows that when a decision is made, the market will either pump up harder or pump low, lower. I don't know if the grammar is correct, but this is what I'm trying to say. So if buyers and sellers are fighting for this, fighting to push the price higher or lower, the longer they contemplate on the price to push it to, the higher your potential profit if you understand what you're doing. So now you don't just blindly take a trade, you understand what happened prior to this struggle. Now what happened was a very sharp move, and after the sharp move, Bitcoin just moved. You see, everyday close was a high, 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 everyday close was a high. Even this close that was kind of a low, this is a hammer, which is still telling you the price is going to still go up, which means so everyday close was a high. So if you notice now, few days close was a low, a high, a low, a high, a low, which means there is argument in the market. They are struggling. So do not think that buying Bitcoin now will make you rich. It's not possible, because for you to become rich, you will need to invest in a coin that will at least give you, let's say, 100x or 10x your return. So whatever you invest in, let's say you invest $1,000, you'll be getting $10,000. Let's say you invested $10,000 and it did 100x. That's close to $1,000,000. Yeah, 100x is $1,000,000. So you see, even if you invested 10,000 $1,000 and it did 100x, which means it's $100,000 return on your investment. But now if you invest now in Bitcoin, now for Bitcoin to give you a 10x on investments, that means the price of Bitcoin we have to be 500k for 1 BTC. So ask yourself, is this the right investment? Because for the price of Bitcoin to get to 1 BTC for 500,000 for 1 BTC, do you know how many years that's going to take? I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying that it's going to take forever, and probably before you wait for this to happen, Bitcoin might actually crash lower than your entry. So now, even if you want to invest in this, like I say, you can make your buy entry, but make sure that you have your stop loss at this level. So if it starts crashing down to this level, because when it crashes lower to this level that it has been touching, the price is going to really crash low and you will be in massive loss. So you just have to know this. So even if you want to sell short or buy long the market, this is not the best time to start scalping Bitcoin. Nah, it's not the best time. It's just this is the best time to make your stop order, either the sell or short, and just watch the market play into your favor. So if you're interested to learn more, you can contact me on Telegram at Mr. Cloud Maker, or you can send me a message, and my advanced class is available and mentorship class, and see you all in need of both. And thanks for watching, and make sure you share, like, or subscribe. I remain your very own Mr. Cloud Maker. Thanks.